September. 9th place chronologically, but first place in my heart. The weather lowers to a more tolerable degree. The children are back in school and football returns. Yeah, that's right. I don't even really care about any of that other stuff. We live in a hell world and the educational system is a lie pushed by school supply companies. That's right, I'm onto you, fucking Crayola, peddling your overpriced wax death sticks when they don't even taste good. Yeah, that's right. All I care about is football. And another season is now here, primed and ready to fill us fans with renewed hope for our favorite franchises. Like, don't worry, Jacksonville. Just because the greatest college coach of all time couldn't hack it at the NFL level, I'm sure Urban Meyer will be great.
Bruh.
And fret not, Colts fans, trading for a anti-vaxxing roguelike quarterback with a spine made of stacked Nutty Buddies was an excellent idea. Oh! As for me, I'm just happy to support the GOAT. Come on, you're not seriously still rooting for that guy, are you? What is that? What? Whose jersey is that? Mac Jones. Mac Jones? I thought you had a Cam Newton jersey. Would you release it the same day they released him? Well, you know what, little Pats fan? I got some hope for you, too. J.C. Jackson is absolutely a #1 cornerback and doesn't have inflated stats playing opposite Stephon Gilmore, and your receiving core couldn't be any more reliable. Tom Brady's a douche. Oh, he's the greatest quarterback of all time. A stone-cold killer on the field and a weird dad joke-loving boob on social media. What's not to like? He sold NFTs. He had a MAGA hat in his locker. He almost ran you over with an SUV when you were 9. Oh, well, that does sound pretty bad. That last one sounds like it's true. Do you think I deserved it? You were 9. Oh, who hasn't wanted to run over a 9-year-old every now and then? Sometimes you just got to accept the fact that dipshits are good at football, and sometimes they play in the Super Bowl a lot, and sometimes they're just the best at what they do. You just gotta learn to accept it. Whatever, man. Keep living in denial. Yeah, that's right, get out of here. And then again, maybe sometimes you do have to confront the fact that your heroes might not always be great people. Maybe sometimes you gotta find new heroes to support. As 32 teams try to win another Super Bowl... Is this distracting? So as 32 teams try and win a Super Bowl, the rest of us can reminisce about the one that just took place. And for me, that means sifting through the overgrowth of the most expensive minute of advertising a person could dream of. I suppose if you've got a shit zillion dollars to spend, you've got two options. You can either hang out on the outskirts of space for a little bit, or you could sell a product at the Super Bowl. Either way, the theme of both of those endeavors is waste. These companies will blow an entire decade's worth of an advertising budget on one advertisement in the Super Bowl, which is pathetic, right? Because they're all just trying to be memes, and nobody should aspire to be a meme. Honestly, I didn't think I was going to cover anything from Super Bowl 55 because most of the ads had a very similar theme. Depression. They talked about how difficult 2020 was, but thankfully 2021 had a change of heart, and now things are still depressing. So I guess this is just how things are now. This is our new normal. Hooray! It was actually kind of annoying to see these companies take on this somber tone about how difficult things were in 2020, but how we can rebound as a group of states united, United States, if you will, or some shit. You know what I'm talking about, stuff like, we here at Abercrombie & Fitch understand the determination of a united people, and it is sewn into every stitch of our overpriced clothing. Life sure is difficult right now, but it doesn't have to be, provided, of course, you are well off and white. But even with most of the ads falling into that kind of a mold, there were still some that I liked, and I figured I'd start this video by discussing some of the ones I thought were good, or at the very least effective. You'll find that the ones I'm about to discuss are the ones that brought a little bit of levity to the proceedings, so it's really telling that these were the standouts. Let's begin. To start off, the Jason Alexander hoodie tied ad I thought was pretty memorable. The concept was completely ludicrous, which at least piqued my interest. They licensed the Greatest American Hero theme song, which is always a good idea. That song is wonderful. Peppy songs like that always sound like really upbeat and triumphant. I think the only thing that would have beaten it was Earth, Wind, and Fire. Say, do you remember, honey? It would have been really fucking weird to hear that song in February, but I wrote this video in September. On the 21st, no less. If anything, I think the ad went on a little bit too long. I mean, where did Tide get the extra money to pay for an extended Super Bowl ad? I mean, they had to have been shelling out thousands and thousands upon millions of dollars in settlements for all those people who ate the product when they didn't even post the nutritional facts on the bag. See, me, I was more disappointed that there were no suggested recipes. Mortgage finance is incredibly boring. The fact that I have to discuss it in any capacity makes me feel like my pleasure center has been ensnared in an Iron Maiden. And to be a company that has to sell a service like that in an advertisement during the Super Bowl feels like it would be a kiss of death. But Rocket Mortgage figured something out, and that something is that Tracy Morgan is a silly person, and he can mug for the camera and at least make things tolerable.
With Rocket Mortgage, you can be certain, not pretty sure.
The commercials weren't anything special, but from an advertising standpoint, they were smartly handled. They had a very basic through line that was easy for even the dumbest of schmucks like me to understand, which is pretty sure versus completely sure are two very different things. For example, I was pretty sure when I ordered this merchandise from China that I would be safe with a 2XL. When I should have been completely sure that the Chinese definition of XXL and what I am as a human are two very different things. Whoops. Yeah, if you ever wanted tips on how to become a sex icon, Garfield. Sun's out, guns out. Cut that. M&M's had a very simple concept for their advertisements at the Super Bowl, and that is that their candy is a great gift to give someone when you've been terrible to them. Sorry I almost ran you over with an SUV when you were 9. We square? Honestly, if Tom Brady gifted me M&M's, I don't think I'd care what crime he'd committed. I'd consider forgiving him because I don't think he even knows what an M&M is.
I'm sorry for mansplaining. That's when a man...
I know what it is.
I wish you didn't have to hear all that.
The ad gives some pretty goofy examples. One of my favorite is the guy who gives some to his preacher after a confession, just like, holy shit, you should see this list of sins, Father. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to bump it up to the peanut M&M's looking at this. Whew. Idolatry? I don't even know what that is, but I did it.
Sorry I called you Karen.
That's my name.
Sorry your name is Karen.
Nothing in this world has convinced me more to take after my French side more than my Native American side than the fact that Karen has become a catch-all term for let me see your manager, white women. Oh, no, you don't understand. It's pronounced Caron. Ho, ho. You know, I would have popped like the dumbest little mark for the real men of genius guy, but these days the only thing popping are my knees. Bud Light, to their credit, always seems to have safe ads every year. They spend a lot of money on them, but they're real crowd pleasers, you know? They're decently funny, they're well-made, well-constructed advertisements. Anheuser-Busch knows their market, they know who to advertise to, and they hit that mark consistently, and I respect that. They even had a more serious ad later in the night that was about getting drinks with your friends and how nice that is, and I agree. That is nice. Getting drinks is nice. Drinking is nice. Beer is good. I like beer. I just fucking hate. I fucking hate Bud Light. Ugh. These are truly awful. Why do I keep buying these? It tastes like if you dunked a shoe in water. They are truly terrible. Cheers. Like, they're really not good. You know, like, even on Thirsty Thursdays at ticketreturn.com field at Pelicans Park, when cans of this crap are only $1 and I've had 30 of them, even then, they're still not good. The last ad that I want to highlight in a positive manner is the Michael B. Jordan Alexa ad. It was blatantly sexual and over the top, and I loved every second of it. I wish it was more over the top and more blatantly sexual. I wanted every yuppie with too much time on their hands and too little self-awareness to call the president, call CBS, call Viacom, call the arbiter of humanity's destruction, call them all. How could they show this on television when the children are watching? They don't know what sex is. Attraction is a foreign concept to them. I still have my kids convinced that they were delivered to us by a polyamorous, scrap-eating beard. Sex sells. Obviously. It's an adage as old as time. This was exploitative as hell, and who better than Michael B. Jordan, a sentient potato chip that 75% of the nation would gladly lick French onion dip off of, to star in it. I did see, though, on my feed, there were a couple chuds that were upset that there wasn't a female version of this ad. Really? You want a female version of this ad? A female robot that's sexy? Go watch Ex Machina, and then shut up, you sad sack. Alright, that was fun. Now let's take a look at some bad stuff. Now, unlike in years past, there was nothing this year that was catastrophically bad. Certainly not enough to dedicate an entire video towards, but what I felt about this year's Super Bowl is the ads that were the worst were ones that just tried too hard, were not funny, or just had nothing to say. So let's take a look at some of them. You know, there was a point in time where I was going to have both of the Frito-Lay ads on here. That's right, I was going to roast both of them motherfuckers. The Doritos 3D ad I didn't think was very good. I already don't like Matthew McConaughey, and the flat version of him didn't do much to improve his standing with me. Like, I thought it looked weird, and much like Tom Brady with M&M's, I don't think Matthew McConaughey has ever said, all right, to a bag of Cool Ranch in his life. But the reason why I'm not highlighting it is because 3D Doritos are back, and the novelty alone was enough for me to give it a pass. You want a quick food review? These are average. Cheetos, on the other hand, will not be so lucky as to avoid my scorn. That ad should have been amazing. They got Mr. Bombastic himself to sing a version of It Wasn't Me, one of the most fundamentally ridiculous songs ever put to... What do you do? It's not put to film, put to celluloid, put to the airwaves. Yeah, we'll go with that, the airwaves. As a matter of fact, can I have a quick aside, please? I've always wanted to talk about this song, and my crippling stage fright has prevented me from doing a stand-up set on it, so this is temporarily a review of Shaggy's Wasn't Me, okay? So in the song, it starts off, Bro is visiting his neighbor, Shaggy, and he goes, "Hello, Shaggy. I was just caught cheating on my girlfriend/wife by my girlfriend/wife, and would you, Shaggy, give me some advice on what I should do?" And Shaggy, Mr. Bombastic, he's got nothing to say to this adulterous piece of shit, so he's just like, yeah, sure, say it wasn't you. And if Bro had a brain in his skull, he'd be like, what? Shaggy, maybe you've misheard. My girlfriend/wife caught me. She saw me in a wide array of spaces in the home that we share, having boisterous sexual intercourse with another woman, so much so that it has resulted in a recognizable injury on my person. Say it wasn't me? What do you fucking mean? But instead, because he's dumb, Bro's just like, all right, and he starts going into the song, and Shaggy, now, to his credit, is playing along, and he has to go full bore on this bit now, and he's just like, yeah, so it wasn't you, wasn't you, wasn't you, wasn't you. That is at least until the end. Bro realizes, wait a minute, this is one of the dumbest plans in existence, but instead of a little bit of introspection and looking inwardly at some problems that he could fix within himself, you know, like something that would prevent him from going along with one of the worst plans in existence, he instead decides to wag his finger at his neighbor. To wag his finger at Shaggy.
Wanna tell her that I'm sorry for the pain that I've caused. I've been listening to your reason, it makes no sense at all. We could tell her that I'm sorry for the pain that I've caused. You may think that you're a player, but you're completely lost.
Man, you shouldn't have recommended that shit to me. It's the worst plan ever. I'm just gonna tell her that I'm sorry. You're the one that's lost. Shaggy. Like, but saying sorry is also shit, right? Like, that's how you're gonna resolve this? Like, she just walks in and she's like, you dipshit fuck, you cheated on me. Oh, fuck. I'm sorry. You caught it on camera, didn't you? You want to watch it later? I'll bring M&Ms. Anyway, should I just end the video now? Back to Cheetos. Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis sing the Wasn't Me song as fucking, it sounded like shit. Shaggy's rapping sounds really off because he's singing about fucking Cheetos and not about things he knows, like hapless cheating neighbors or things that make him hum-chew sneeze.
You the one who granted access to your snacks. Don't talk surprised that she sneak behind your back. You gotta keep tabs before she empty that bag. Let's review the situation. Orange fingers, red flag.
In fact, if I could say one thing about this ad, it wasn't good. Da 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 da. It wasn't good. Da 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 da. Shoot me. Robin Hood had an ad during the Super Bowl. I don't remember anything about it, and I don't even know if it did a good job selling the product that they offer. It just came out at a hilarious time because it was smack dab in the center of a giant scandal surrounding their company. But they'd already spent all the money on the Super Bowl ad, so hilarious. Paramount had a group of ads at the Super Bowl, and before anybody calls blaspheme, I will acknowledge the SpongeBob SquarePants redemption arc that took place at the Super Bowl and give it the proper praise. Sweet Victory should have played at Super Bowl 53, which was a great Super Bowl, by the way. The team that I root for won it, A+. Now, I'm in a weird spot watching the Super Bowl every year because I fall into two categories of people who tune in. I'm in Group A, that loves the sport of football and enjoys the intricacies of the game, and Group B, who enjoys memes and only watches anything these days to post jokes on Twitter.com. At ChrisTheNerd92 for all my greatest hits. And SpongeBob means a lot to me. I have a part of it permanently affixed to my skin. And if I could quickly quote my mother when she found out that I have this tattoo, it was something like this. So Sweet Victory did not play in Super Bowl 53, and I was devastated for a little while because I was neck deep in garlic parm wings, Angry Orchard, and the fact that I was going to be buying a new championship hat. But at Super Bowl 55, the universe corrected itself, and Sweet Victory played for the masses, which is great. It was ours for the taking. So why is it in the bad section? Because I don't want another streaming service. We don't need Paramount Plus. I don't want it. There's already too much stuff on TV to steal. I mean, watch. That was a joke. Pay your TV licenses, kids. Which brings us to Jeep. The last, certainly least, and definitely most obvious worst ad of the night, which really irritates me because I own one of their products. That's actually a lie. I don't own the Jeep that I drive, Wells Fargo does. I'm just slowly paying them for it over the next few years. It was a great decision. It was a great financial, fiscal decision that I made. And if you're curious, no, I'm not one of those weirdo Jeep owners whose entire personality is predicated on the fact that I own a Jeep. I don't do Salt Life, Jeep Life, Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, or any of that other weird stuff for weirdos. I use the thing to haul my ass to work and to the liquor store to partake in the healthy habits that I have developed as an American adult in the world today. Anywho, Jeep's advertisement that they greenlit to be broadcast in front of the nation during the Super Bowl was one of the most ain't it chief ads they could have released. Ain't it chief, ain't it Jeep.
All are more than welcome to come meet here in the middle.
It's an advertisement that glorifies what it is to be a centrist. Non-committal, half-hearted, and bland.
Wherever you're from, it's what connects us. And we need that connection. We need the middle.
We here at Jeep have something to say. America. And we want the world to know what it is that we have to say. America. And that is that we have nothing to say. People are divided across political lines. America. Democrat and Republican, North and South, PlayStation, Xbox. Why can't we just unite as one people in the faux leather bucket seats of a Jeep? Why is everyone gathering tomatoes? America. Okay, enough with the America. If you're upset that I didn't have a lot to say about that Jeep ad, don't be. I learned it watching them. So that was Super Bowl 55. What have we learned? Nothing. You don't come here to learn. I don't come here to teach. I don't know what I come here to do, but if you liked it, prove it. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Links in the description will lead you to the important things in life, necessities I like to call them. That being my Twitter page, my Patreon page, and the books that I've written. You should buy my newest book that's out now and help me on the road to 500 total units sold. We're almost there, wink. We're at like 100, but I want to get to 500, and you can help by buying some copies. Please do it. Thank you especially to my patrons. They got 24-hour early access to this video, and you can too if you go there and join at the $2 and above tiers. And you get 24-hour early access, and there's other perks as well, which is always fun. Everybody loves perks. Anyway, that's enough of that. Eat your M&Ms, drink your beer, and cheers to football, and cheers to you. And I'll see you on the next As Failed on TV.